You know what I noticed about some ENFPs? Of course I can't say this is all of them. I think they like try to catfish people.
ENFPs?
Yeah, it's weird. I think they do try to catfish people.
How so?
Like you know how like you ever watch the show Catfish?
Hmm.
I think they do it. I think they're the ones that do it a lot.
Oh, like literally.
Yeah, I'm,
Oh,
I'm not talking
yeah,
about like a normal one. I'm
I
talking about
believe
like
it.
one with low self esteem or something. You know what I mean?
I believe it. Like an
Yeah.
unhealthy one. Yeah.
Maybe they. I don't know. I don't. I've been trying to figure that out, but I don't know why. But
No,
kind of funny.
I believe it. Their thing is social engineering, right? It's a superpower they have.
Hmm.
They normally, in a healthy sense, try to use that to make everybody get along and then work better together. And through that, they consequentially, ISTJ subconscious, I'm doing math, get better production or productivity out of the group, right? Because if everybody's working together, cohesive, we're not arguing amongst ourselves, we're focusing on the goal, the shared enemy. So sometimes that means you have to put on a face, right? Which makes them uniquely ideal in some work situations. But if they're unhealthy, they're uniquely corrosive in work situations, especially if they're a manager, because they're not meant to manage other people. They're meant to manage themselves. So when they're unhealthy, what they'll do with that social engineering, I'm still doing math, pardon me,
Oh, you good?
is boom. Instead of working towards the community's good, they'll feign that because that's what everyone's looking for, and then get what they need to get out of it and then leave, which is typically their TE child, which means look at me, think of me in a certain way, or don't look at me and think of me in a certain way. So if you're saying they would physically actually catfish people, I believe that so that they can get people to look at them and think of them in a certain way.
Yeah, interesting.
Oh, snap. Love is Blind is a good example of some of these body types too. When you
Uh huh.
see them, you'll be like, oh, snap.
Check it out.
We want
I need to get
highlights, bro.
caught up on some things, man. Some good shows.
Netflix is garbage right now. Honestly,
Yeah,
if
it
it wasn't
is.
for the
I've been
person
hearing
I'm with, I
that.
wouldn't be watching these.
It's not enough good shows though.
ENFJ, ISFJ.
Every girl dreams about wedding and walking down the aisle in a wedding dress. Yes, that's
You
probably
say
a bit of a
ENFJ,
sweet moment.
ISFJ?
I think Maria and I.
Yeah. All right. Oval head.
Mm-hmm.
And you will see this on a regular basis. Who else is an ENFJ? Oprah's a potato,
Yeah, Oprah.
but she's an ENFJ.
Yeah, definitely.
Ovular head, right? Her body build
She
is
reminds me of my
exactly what we were
mom.
talking about before.
She reminds me of my mom.
My aunt's an ENFJ. See, opposite types popping out of each other makes so much sense. My mom's an ISFJ.
No,
So
okay.
for your mom to be your subconscious type, yeah, there's some
Interesting.
type of relation there. I got to do that matrix. I
And
just
my
need more
dad,
information.
ESTP, you know.
Who else is an ISFJ? Beyonce. Beyonce is an easy one, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the middle of the lanes, and I'm gonna probably do a video for this so there are visuals to go along with what I'm saying, so people can kind of visualize what I mean better, right? But you have like a middle of the lane individual. Take away like the money effect, like the type of makeup or whatever the case may be. The body build is pretty much standard. It's very, again, middle lane, right? Certain individuals will say Beyonce's not all that. It's because she's supposed to be smack in the center of the grid. She's not supposed to be all that. But because she's center of the grid, everybody in every part of that grid can relate to her on some level. Hence her fan base being so grand, right? Captain America, same difference.
Yeah.
Superman, same difference. They're all ISFJs. They're supposed
Yeah.
to be like everyman, but on a grander scale because they're the idealized everyman.
Yeah.
Same as this guy. Women love him. I look at him and I don't understand it, but I'm not supposed to.
Indicates a lot about
Right.
how we were feeling
That's how
about
it
it.
is
But
sometimes. You never know
that
what
told me
women
something
like
really interesting in the
sometimes.
build-up to our wedding. It gave me a perspective, which was like, even if there's a 1% chance that you can say yes, it's worth going through with it. Because there was a time, being transparent, when we weren't even sure, because it was such a massive moment for both of us.
Faith, hope. ISFJs are personified by hope. ISFs are personified by hope. In my mind, ENTs, opposite of ISFJs, are actually the real, like, most hopeful of all of our types because we either ENTJ do whatever is necessary to get there, think our way through it, bounce off of walls, bounce off of other brains. If there is a way, we'll make that, right? But they will hold on for dear life, and their endurance is their superpower.
Yeah.
So somewhere between there, that's the thing. And you will find that about every ISFJ, healthy or unhealthy.
Yeah.
Every ENFJ
Mental
has certain
endurance.
types. ISTP right here, Freddie. Freddie, that's how they say it. He's from Yorkshire. Their accents are
Okay.
funny.
I never heard of him.
The reason why I love Bobby.
She's an INTJ. He's
Are you talking about the girl?
war man.
Oh, the
Yeah,
guy?
her. She's an INTJ. He's an ISTP. This is his music video.
I'm
He
just looking at
raps.
their faces. It does seem. I know it's not enough time to really know, but I'm looking at the snapshot of the face.
You
Like,
can, yeah, you
you
can look
know,
at him and be like, oh, snap, crackle, right?
yeah,
So it'll come together. It'll make sense. So then ISTPs having like the hypertrophy, the natural hypertrophy that STPs have, right? He does work out. He is a personal trainer. That's a thing for all of y'all. But those two are together.
I find it pretty easy. Just from experience, having experience.
So then you'll have like mesomorphs or ectomorphs being more likely to be STPs or not, or vice versa or whatever. The occasional lumpy ISTP you find will also still be able to move like Wolverine, who is an ISTP,
Yeah,
right? Who, if you don't know, is like 5'2", canonically speaking,
yeah.
and has the bulkiest bulk, not just because of his
I'm a huge
anatomy,
comic book
but
fan. Yeah,
there
he's
we
supposed to
go,
be
right?
muscular.
So
Yeah, short but
it's
stocky.
it's
Yeah,
wild to me when you look at media almost unanimously. If there is a character and you can type them, they have only the traits of that type. There's never like a mix.
yeah.
It's almost like everybody out there studies psychology to make
Some of them
whoever the
actually do.
character is.
I heard some of them actually use Myers-Briggs. They just don't say nothing about it, and they try to
There you
use it to
go.
help keep consistency in the character.
And to me, that's a wonderful tool. I don't see why they wouldn't. You know,
Hmm.
NTJs have a fashion sense that specifically speaks to TPs,
Hmm.
especially ENTPs. I've never seen an INTJ put on anything that I did not like. Not a
Hmm.
single outfit, not once. She, though, has her ESFP and her ISFJ, and those create issues for individuals who don't know how to deal with them. So whereas ISTPs are stoic and these two are together, she has issues with things that he thinks are non-issues. I would think are non-issues, right? So whereas I would let her know like these are non-issues for these reasons, we're going to go ahead and do the compensation necessary or the compromise necessary so we can go full ahead, right? Without issue. But I'm going to let you know I don't appreciate needing to course correct something that wasn't an issue on my part. Like I'm doing extra stuff going out of the way. So there's 100% honesty there. There's integrity there with my boundaries. There's integrity there with her boundaries. We can go forward. She knows what I mean. There's no resentment. I put it on the table, right? ICP will want to do those things, but won't have that conversation unless it's absolutely necessary. Because why drag it on longer? They have that conversation.
Yeah,
They have exactly that conversation. Boom.
yeah,
Right. So once she understands how he thinks, she can say, okay, let me calm my neuroticism down a bit because he doesn't even like it's not a registered issue on his plate because it's not a registered factor on his plate. It's an experience he had once upon a time. Maybe he continues to do this, maybe he does not, but he has boundaries. He knows my boundaries.